Hello everyone, it is Wednesday, March 2nd, 2022. Of course, today was New Comic Book Day, and we are actually doing a video on the same day. So, surprise, surprise. This video isn't going to be so much about the new comic books. I have a lot of things I want to talk about. Mini rants, if you might, personal opinions. I know people like that stuff. There's just stuff I want to get off my chest, and I have made a decision as it relates to how I'm going to collect personal books. And so we will talk about that as well. First things first, I want to thank everybody who came out yesterday in support of the Arkham Garage. We had a great day. There were some good sales. A lot of good books were picked up. More and more people are starting to hear about it. More and more people are starting to come out. You're going to realize as the information and people talk about it more and more in town here that it's called Arkham Garage, but it is far from just a garage. You're getting quality books in a real comfortable environment, in high grade, and the people that are coming out continue to come out, at least for the first two times, because they know you're not going to get quality like that at a lot of places. You know, there are shops that have great quality, but the consistency of the quality and the consistency of the different style of books, I think people really, really enjoy. So again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for coming out and supporting my little, venture here. So let's jump right into the books. Pretty decent day for books. A lot of them came out. So let's take a look at some of these. So we have DC Catwoman number 39. Love that cover, especially Michelle Pfeiffer. I just kind of stumbled over my words. I haven't got a lot of sleep in the last few days with everything going on, but we're going to push forward. Next up, this is like a movie tie-in book or a movie cover for Batman 121 in theaters in 2 days. I'm not going to go right when it comes out because the crowds are going to be really, really big. But I am hearing good things about the movie, which is pleasantly surprising. I kind of call it the, Heath Ledger effect, where a lot of people were real skeptical about him being the Joker after the last movie he did prior to that, which was Brokeback Mountain. And as we know, he killed it as the Joker. Apparently, the actor who's playing Batman, I can't think of his name because, quite frankly, I am not a Twilight fan. I do know that was what he was basically known for. But apparently, he does a very good job as the brooding Batman. And so I am excited to see it. Next up, here's another cover of 121. Sorry about the glare. Nice House on the Lake. This is number 7. Cover A. And, cover B, not real wild about, but I am getting the covers on this. It's selling really, really well. Storyline is really good as well. I bought this. This was a cover purchase. I just thought something about this cover just kind of drew me in. This is Star Wars number 21, a variant edition right here. Just kind of like that cover, kind of way he's staring at his helmet and probably trying to contemplate after a battle or something, his emotions. And as somebody who was in the military, who unfortunately had to go into some combat situations, I kind of understand that feeling. So maybe that's why I was drawn to that cover. This came out a while back. This is Strange Academy number 15. This was the one that had the lamplighter on it, and it was a really, really nice cover. Blew out real fast. This was the second print. Again, this was a cover purchase only for me. I'm not reading Strange Academy, but I did love that cover. Book, What If Miles Morales Became Captain America? I got 2 covers on this one. Cover A, or my cover A, the one cover. Because I say that sometimes and people say, that was actually the W cover. Okay, well, cover 1. And then I thought this was the best cover right here. That's just a great looking cover right there. So there's that. Next up from Marvel, Star Wars, The High Republic, Eye of the Storm, number 2. Again, sorry for the glare on the lights. Let me see if I can adjust this a little bit. That might do something. Next up, Black Panther, number 4. This book was selling really, really well. There it is right there. Another book that was real popular. This is Strange, number 1. There's one cover here. A lot of covers on this one. Here's one. Here is the J. Scott Campbell. Nice looking cover there. Archer with a beautiful cover, as always. Does the best covers right there. And then what would be complete without a Scotty Young? Amazing Spider-Man number 91 in the Legacy or whatever. It's 892. Who lurks behind Door Z? Possible new villain there. So I picked one of these up. Continuing with a good storyline on this one. Moon Knight number 9. Goes like that, but you can kind of see it better like that. Beautiful looking Moon Knight right there. I just always loved the Moon Knight. She-Hulk number 2. I got the X-Gwyn variant. Kind of cool right there. And for those of you who love Star Wars, this is Darth Vader. And this was a second print of The Mandalorian and Grogu. Different color border right there. My wife has already claimed one for herself. That's okay. I'd ordered a few of these because I thought the cover was looking really nice. I had no interest in reselling it. And now we're going to jump right into the independents. Again, pretty big week for books. Tarot, Witch of the Black Rose, number 132. A book that has gotten apparently a lot of speculators grabbing this book right here. This is Bliss on Tap Publishing Duel. It's a killer's game. Do you want to play? Kind of a cool cover right there. Haven't read it, but I'm going to because I'm interested to see how this is going to be. Small press company, you know how those go. Low print runs, and if the book is anything or gets picked up, they explode. So I picked up one of those just, to read it because I do like that small independent press. We love that on this channel. Rogue Sun, number 1. And I believe the artist or the writer for this is going to be signing this weekend at Cosmic Comics here in Las Vegas. So if you're interested, contact Cosmic Comics. I do believe this is the book that he does right here, among other things. A book I'm kind of excited about, my love for everything vampire. This is Loaded Bible, Blood of My Blood. There's a couple of covers on this one. It's kind of a cool looking vampire right there. And then, of course, wearing the crosses, the old crusade hunters. There's cover 1. Nice looking cover right there in the church. And then I picked up this one here. The red cover, cool cover on that as well. Next up, kind of interested in this one here. Follow Me Into Darkness. This, of course, is the continuation of the storyline on this. This is cover 1. This is from Behemoth Comics. Again, another small press, but this was popular, and so shops ordered it fairly good. And a lot of covers on this one. We talked about the fact that, I'm not real wild about the covers, multiple covers, but it is a horror genre book that I love. And so I was going to pick up the covers for that. You have the all black cover. And then I guess this is, they're all white cover here. Cover purchase only on this one. Dynamite Never Dies. Right there. And then this is a Mummy homage here. So you knew I was going to grab this one. Dynamite Never Dies Again. Of course, that is the movie poster homage for the original Mummy. So there's that there, really nice. And there is that. There is that there. So that's what we had. Another book I picked up today, just as a pickup, is, I couldn't believe the price I got on this book. This is Amazing Spider-Man, number 160. High grade. I mean, this is a really, really high grade book, and I picked it up for $3. How do you pick up an Amazing Spider-Man from the 70s for $3? You have a Kane and Romita cover on top of it. There's that right there, Kane and Romita. And for, I guess like that, Kane, Romita. But for $3, I'll buy this all the time, all day long. So I was very happy to get that. So there was that. A couple of things I wanted to discuss. Number one, I had a conversation with a gentleman today who's a viewer on this channel, and he was talking about CGC. And you know my feelings on CGC. But he brought up a good, question or an observation that he has. Now, he is a huge CGC guy. He sends a lot of books into CGC. He's like one of their top tier members. I mean, he gets the highest tier of membership every year, and he sends things in. But he made a comment that he's kind of noticing that books that he knows are 9/8, because he does this so much. He can pick up a modern book and know if it's a 9/8. Like we do on this channel all the time. I can spot a 9/8 real easy. He has noticed that when he sends books in that do not get pressed, they're coming back 9/4, 9/6. And, I kind of took it with a grain of salt, whatever. But at the same time, I started thinking, so I called a few people that I know that are CGC people. And I asked them, are you kind of noticing that maybe the 9/8s are getting a little bit tougher to get if you are not getting the pressing service done through CGC? And the problem I have with the pressing service with CGC is, number one, it's, there's an expense factor on that. I don't get a lot of things pressed. I have had some books pressed, some older books that could use it. Because like we stated, if you want to get books graded and encapsulated because they're old for a personal collection and you want them to look their best, that's okay. It's when you start doing all these modern books. You shouldn't have to buy a modern book off the rack and get it pressed to send it in to get graded. That's absolutely ridiculous. But, people can spend their money any way that they want. Getting back to the thing, I called a couple people that I know that are CGC people. I asked them that same question. Are you noticing, a difference in 9/8s? And I was really surprised when they both said absolutely. If you're not getting your books graded, it seems like it's real hard to get 9/6s, 9/4s, 9/6s right now. And again, I know there's going to be a lot of people who watch this that sit there and say, why are you always bashing CGC? I'm not bashing CGC. I'm bringing up observations that I have for CGC. And if you've watched this channel for any amount of time, I've been bringing up observations on CGC since, I believe, 2013. And the things that I bring up have all come to fruition. I'm just not afraid to say it. A lot of people are, because they have a lot of invested in CGC. You don't want to invest a bunch of money into something, into a company, or anything for that matter, a business, company, a hobby, and then have something turn sour because it absolutely destroys the credibility of the company. And if you're spending thousands of dollars on grading books, or you have spent thousands of dollars over the years in getting books graded, and all of a sudden the credibility comes up, that can hurt you in the pocketbook, and we don't want that to happen. And that's not what I'm doing that for. I could care less. I don't get a lot of stuff graded. You know that. I have got some things graded, and I have a few things that are coming back that are getting graded, but I'm going through CBCS, a superior case, and I think their grading is a lot more consistent and accurate. But, I mean, if a company is going to manipulate a grade, and I am not saying CGC is doing that, so please don't sit there and say that I'm, bringing things up, blah, blah, blah. If they are going to manipulate a grade, or they're going to hold back something unless you buy an additional service, that's underhanded and shady. Again, these are my personal opinions. And again, I can only go by what I hear from people who send stuff into CGC. And when I have 3 people who are hardcore CGC people, who get the top tier memberships, and they're saying that they are seeing a pullback on a lot of the 9/8s, or the occasional 9/9 for non-pressed books, you kind of, a little red flag goes up. So again, I hope that's not the case. I would hate to think someone is doing that, but again, CGC, I always believed have been manipulating grades, or giving stronger grades on key books, on high-end key books. And I have pointed out several instances where, and showed you things where high-grade books, or books that are not high-grade, are getting stronger grades than they should be. You see books that would probably be a 4.5, but it's a big-time key, so all of a sudden it comes back a 6.57. Just terrible. You go to the shops, go to the shows, and see that. It all comes down to making money now. Another thing that I'm getting kind of tired of, and this is what we're going to talk about after this, is the reason I've decided to do that. Speculators, and, there are books that, you find in $2, $3 bins, and then all of a sudden, a possible appearance comes up. I have a book I'm going to show that's a perfect example of that. Speculators are snapping all these books up, and then a lot of them, they don't hit on everything. They don't hit on everything. A lot of shops are being a lot smarter now. I know Cosmic is real good at this, where they will give you one copy unless you have pre-ordered it, to allow everybody to have, you know, a fair chance at getting the book. And, you know, I always give the owner, Brian, a hard time about that, you know, jokingly, but the business model is good. It gives everybody an opportunity, where some speculator who, you know, buys 5 books a month out of the shop, only when they're hot books, comes in and tries to grab everything. You know, it kind of keeps them from doing that. But, you know, speculators have pretty much really hurt the market, because comic book companies have decided that, oh, people are going to snap up certain books, and so now they're doing multiple titles, multiple covers, multiple variants. There's just too much. There's too much out there right now, modern books. Back in the day, you had a Batman book, it was Batman. If you wanted a different Batman storyline, it was either Brave and the Bold, or, you know, an occasional Brave and the Bold, or Detective. Superman was either Superman or action. You know, Wonder Woman was Wonder Woman. You know, or, you know, every once in a while, you know, World's Finest, or they would come out with a you know, a little offshot. But now there are, what is it, you know, 10 million Batman. I love Batman, but I'm disgusted with the amount of Batman titles coming out. Everything is Batman by DC. Marvel is starting to overtake them. Well, they are overtaking them this year. Marvel's been killing it this year with that. But, you know, when a company can see that people are just buying things on the hope that it goes up, they're just going to pump shit out. And that's what they're doing right now. They're just pumping out garbage, bad storylines for DC. And too many. I mean, it's like, what is it? 50% of all the DC titles have a Batman in it. You know, it's Batman, Joker. You know, I just don't understand it. So I have made the decision that I am going to concentrate. You know, I'm not going to buy a ton of stuff. I'm always going to buy books, you know, to show them on this channel, to throw them in the boxes out there. But as it relates to what is going to get me motivated to get back to the enjoyment of collecting, because honestly, I had lost that enjoyment about a year ago, and I was looking for something to kind of give me a little a boost, a little push, and that came in the form of the Arkham Garage and the positive feedback I'm getting on that. So that's kind of built me up a little bit, and I thought, well, what else can I do, you know, to keep my momentum going and enjoying this, and not worry about speculators and the negativity that's surrounding the industry. You know, according to me, again, my opinions, it's all that matters. My opinion right now on this channel is just mine. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to like it. You can curse me or whatever, but I'm just out there talking about it. So I've decided that I am as you know, with my tattoos and everything else, we've talked about it a billion times on this channel, I love horror books. Horror, I know I'm saying that wrong, that's the way I say it, I'm sorry. Bondage covers, I love pre-code, you know, the damsels in distress, things like that. So I have decided my new focus moving forward is I am going to collect 70s horror books, or anything 70s bondage style covers. And of course, pre-code. I'm always going to try to look for the pre-code stuff, but I'm going to concentrate more on the pre-code aspect as it relates to, you know, horror, you know, the true crime stuff, damsels in distress. We've talked about that. Anything bondage cover, bondage themed covers, you know, tie up and things like that, because those have a tremendous market. And for that era, they were very controversial. So I spoke to Brian. He got a bunch of books, you know, graded, and said, here, take a look. Is there anything that you want? And so today is the first day moving forward that I am just going to concentrate on a lot of my personal collection of nothing but wicked scary covers, or just covers that I think are really cool. So I picked up, you know, a little stack today of books, and I'm going to show you. Now, the great thing about these books, they're not expensive. You're going to find the occasional banger or the occasional book that's going to go for something. But for the most part, these books, you can find these books in really nice condition, or something that presents very well, you know, anywhere from $8 to $15. I didn't pay a lot of money for these books at all. There's a couple big ones in there, but for the most part, nothing. So let's talk about the first one we're going to show, from 1974, Dead of Night number 4. Love that cover. Look at that cover. And I think I paid $8 for this book. I think it was an $8 book. It looks beautiful, mid-grade, nothing fantastic, but I mean, it's got the monster, it's got the girl, the big full moon. That is just a fantastic cover. Absolutely fantastic. I can look at those covers all day. You know, I always talk about the golden age of comics, you know, pre-code. But to me, the golden age of the horror genre is the 70s. Fantastic artists, whether it be Nick Cardy, you know, Romita did a lot of them. You have, of course, the great Bernie Wrightson. Just really, really good covers. And so that is, to me, the golden era of the genre is the 70s. Just really great storylines. And you're going to see a lot of them in this here. Next up, we're going to show from 1975, Journey into Mystery, number 16. Tell me that doesn't remind you of an EC cover. That is a fantastic golden age looking cover right there. And I love that. You know, the mummy coming out of the, you know, or the person coming out of the casket, or the casket. That's a fantastic cover. Fantastic cover. A couple of books that have gotten real hot right now. I picked these up. And again, thank you, Brian at Cosmic, for allowing the, you know, me to pick these up. Ventures into Fear, number 23. Little Living Vampire Morbius action right there. Really nice looking cover again. Again, cool looking cover. And of course, 23 wouldn't be complete without another nice copy of number 24. The first Morbius Blade fight. This book has really gotten hot. And I do have a high grade version of this going in for grade, that's in for grading, which should come back very, very high. So I am looking forward to that coming. So there's that there. Next up, another one that you can kind of look at and say, oh, golden age all the way. Crypt of Shadows, number 10 from 1974. Cool looking cover. Great color. These all pop. These colors pop. They're all, you know, mid-grade books. But you know what? The color and the appeal is amazing. One of my favorite covers right here. This is Crypt of Shadows, number 13, 1974. Look at that great cover right there. That choking the girl, the person coming through the door. Great cover. Next up, Little Creatures on the Loose, Man-Wolf, number 30. Now, this is a book we talk about with speculation. So, here's the book. In the price guide, in the grade it is, it's like a $10 or $11 book. But this book is selling for more for the simple fact that it is the first appearance of Agent, what is it? Simon. First appearance of Agent Simon, so the book is going crazy. Again, you hear a little whisper that a person might be in something and the book explodes. It's a speculation issue, so it is what it is. But the reason I like this is because, one, it's a werewolf. I love the werewolf. I love the cover, and it's done by Romita and Kane. There it is. Perfect. Next up, from 1974, Buscema cover and art. This is Giant Size Man-Thing. So, a funny story on this. When I was younger, I had one of these books, and it was on the table, and a family member came over, and this is in the 70s. I'm talking maybe 76. And I had Giant Size Man-Thing. I believe it was 3 or 4 sitting on the table. And they came in and they said, hey, look at you with a Giant Size Man-Thing. And I was like, oh yeah, you know, I have it right there. It's a great book. Well, years later, when you get older, you realize, oh, that's what he meant by Giant Size Man-Thing. So that was the running joke. You know, hey, do you have Giant Size Man-Thing? A lot of you out there probably laughing. A lot of you are out there thinking, I don't get it. So I just thought it was funny. So there's a nice Giant Size Man-Thing right there. Next up, one of my favorite covers. And again, this is just another example. This is a really good storyline here. This is Dead of Night. And it's issue number 6, but it's a Jack the Ripper cover. So you probably know it's not going to end very well for her. I believe this was 1974. Again, look at the colors on these books. And these are not high-grade books, and they're not expensive. This was like $10, if that. I mean, look at that. That's just a cool-looking book. From 1974, Giant Size Dracula. Doesn't have the same zing as Giant Size Man-Thing, but what are you going to do? But again, cool cover. Look at that. There's Dracula, got the bats in the background, the full moon, carrying the girl. It touches all the bases. And speaking of the Giant Size Man-Thing, you can see that she's terrified of the Giant Size Man-Thing coming at her. So there it is. Another, again, cool cover. Again, mid-grade book, not expensive, $12, I think, maybe, something like that, $10 to $12. But great colors on that. These present so well. And the last one I'm going to show, is, again, 1975, another mid-grade, but presents real well. The colors are really nice. This is Giant Size Chillers #1. And I like that because, you know, the girl's running from the monster right there. She's scared. And here comes another monster right there just waiting for her. And he's like even telling her, closer, closer, come just another step closer. It's a losing proposition for that woman right there. But there is that. Those are the books I picked up. I didn't spend a whole lot of money. Spent some money. Got a good deal from, Brian. So I enjoyed that. But there's my focus. My focus is going to be picking up 70s books like this for me, my private collection, just for my PC, just to put them away, because I can sit and just look at the covers all day on these. And I have a very high goal set for the amount of books I want to pick up this year. Because again, you go to a convention and everybody's looking for the high grade. Everybody's looking for the, the big keys, the big bangers. I'm going to be looking for this stuff because you can find this stuff $5 to $10 at shows in nice graded condition. And again, what you're doing is you're just not grabbing everything that you want. I'm going to be consistent with what I do. I want to find higher grade versions of the books. I want to, not higher grade, but something that presents well. We've talked about that before. A book doesn't have to be in high grade to present well. There could be something interior that's wrong with the book. But these books right here all look really, really nice. Everything pops. I know Mylar makes everything look nice, but believe me, these books present very, very well for the condition that they're in. So I was very, very happy to get these, and I'm looking forward to buying more this year. That's going to be my hunt. That's what's going to keep me focused and excited about this industry. Again, I don't have the desire or the drive unless you, the viewer, and the people who come out and support do that. Las Vegas has a very, very strong comic book community as it relates to, shops. There's a lot of shops here in Las Vegas, and they're all good. You can, Cosmic Comics, Fandomverse, Dirty Dog. You have Maximum, you have Torpedo, any number of other shops that are there. Maximum's more of a cookie cutter to me, but I mean, just the really nice shops where you can go in and just kind of hang out would be, in my opinion, it would be like Cosmic. You can do that Fandomverse, Dirty Dog, and then, of course, the Arkham Garage. So there was that. Again, this was just kind of a ramble video. Again, the CGC thing, I hope that's not true. I hope that's not true, because you shouldn't have to get books. If a book is, hot, the book is hot. Don't hold it back because of a grade. And again, I'm not saying that's what's happening. I'm just saying I'm hearing a lot of people talking about it, and people that I, trust and admire, that are big CGC people, are starting to see some of the things like that. So there was that. Again, I got to show this cover again. That's just a great cover. That's just a great cover. So again, collect what you like, spend the money on whatever you want. I had someone bash me because I put, these little cheap $8 books or $9 books in Mylar and two Golden Age and a halfback triple boarded, that I have. And I told them, hey, you don't have to like the way I do it. It's my collection. It's my book. What do I care if I'm putting, between the Mylar and the 3 boards, you're talking less than $1 to protect a book. And again, that looks so much nicer. That looks so nice. And it's consistently and even. That's why I'm one of those guys who I need consistency and I need uniformity. And so everything I buy, for me personally, as it relates to the stuff that we just talked about, is all going to go in that and just put away. And then I can just look at it, one night, take a box out and just look at the covers and think about better times gone by. This video was a lot longer than it normally was, but I just want to talk about a couple of things. I'm glad you listened. I am going to come up with the new date for the next Arkham Garage sale that's coming out. And I hope everybody comes out. It's not about me trying to make money. It really isn't. It's just a matter of being active in this community. You can just come and sit down and just BS. I'm just as happy doing that as well. But I do appreciate the people that come out and pick up books, and I'm getting positive feedback, and they're getting really, really good books at a really, really good price. So thank you for that. That's all the time we have right now. I've gone real long, so I hope you liked the video, but as always, if you didn't, nothing I can do for you. Have a great, great night. Happy hunting. Be safe, and I'll see you real soon.